This next story might be a little controversial. I was managing at a place, and guys went out one day and they were logging a sonic neutron on a horizontal well. They logged down as far as they could go, then come up the surface. The types of tools we were using was the source went in and screwed into the bottom of the tool. A little bit older tools, a little bit different, but I get this call from the guys on location. Man, the neutron stopped working. And I'm like, I come out of surface and let's see what happened. Sure enough, they get the surface, and I've been thinking about this because these tools are a little bit older and they've been used. It's metal threads. Source wasn't there. People start freaking out, and I've been thinking about this, and I was like, don't panic. I'm gonna make a couple calls. Just give me a second. I don't think this is gonna be such a big deal. And people are like, how can this not be a big deal? We lost the nuclear source. And I'm like, it's in a cased hole well. It's horizontal. It's like a big slide all the way down. It's not, it didn't hit bottom going, a million miles an hour. We'll figure this out. I knew a fishing guy in the area. I call him up. You got a magnet? He's like, yep. Can you meet my guys halfway between this location they're at? Get them this magnet and some threads to cross it over. Sure enough. So, talking to the company man, he's freaking out. I let my boss know. He's freaking out. We got to report this. And I'm like, just calm down. Like, it's not like losing a source in an open hole. We know where it is. There's no chance it's getting lost in the formation. We're not cementing anything in. Just give me a minute. And people are freaking out. So I get this to the guys. They get the magnet. And they're like, how are we going to know if we got the source or not? And I'm like, well, it's going to be screwed onto the bottom of the tool. You're going to basically go down as far as you can. And then you're going to slowly come up. And once you're in the vertical, you're going to stop a minute, wait, slowly go down, and then log up. And then if you see a big spike of gamma ray, the source heated up this formation, and you got it. So I'm waiting on these calls. My boss is calling me, and he's like, we gotta, put a halt to this. We gotta call the regulatories. I'm like, calm down. I'll have you an answer in a few minutes. Anyway, sure enough, I get a call back. Holy shit, Keith, the gamma wave went crazy. And I'm like, that's a good sign. Anyway, about half hour later, my boss puts his foot down. He's like, I've decided we're doing this. And I'm like, let me make one more call, see if these guys, they could be on surface with it. He's like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, do what you got to do. Call the guys, and sure enough, they got it back on surface. They're like, we got it back. And I'm like, does it look damaged or anything? I'm like, no, it looks perfect. I'm like, put an O-ring on the top, so it's like a washer. Screw that thing back in there. Log that well. Company man is happier than hell. Like, he's even going to finish his job. He thought he was like up shit creek, and now he's going to just finish the job with like 2 hours delay. Maybe it was 3 hours. I don't know how long it was to get that stuff out there. Anyway, call my boss back. Yep, guys are logging. And he's like, what? I'm like, got it back. Fished it out there with the magnet. He's like, what about a leak test? I'm like, it just kind of rolled back to bottom. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. He's like, well, how do you know? And I'm like, guys use the detector. Nothing's leaking. There's no visible damage. We'll do a leak test when it gets back. But I'm throwing it back in the hole and we're logging. I don't think he liked that too much, but in the end, he didn't call regulatory. We got the job done. Company man was happier than hell. Guys got it done. Nothing wrong with the source. Leak tests all came back. Opinions you will. To me, it was the right thing to do because we were thinking outside the box. We could have went the long way and reported everything to regulatories and shipped it all back, but in the end, it wasn't going to help anybody finish anything. Let me know your comments and your opinions below.